So I did not upload anything for Resurrection Sunday, even though here's something interesting. Biblically, historically, when you look at like the dates and everything, it's actually April 13th that was Resurrection Sunday. So and I know that that date isn't always a Sunday, so like I'll venture there, but just something that I think is interesting. But still didn't upload on that day. So I spent the day, I worked until about 6 p.m. And then I hung out with mom and had food and watched shows, and it was nice. It was super cozy and just everything you could want. So it was fun. And then the next day I did shoot and upload a YouTube exclusive. So I'm gonna do that from time to time. Obviously, if you're watching on YouTube, I'm in my living room. I'm not in my room. I'm not doing my makeup. I'm just hanging. I'm gonna be going to work today, but I thought I would come on and do an episode for you guys so that I can upload for the podcast on Sunday. So, if you're on YouTube, you can subscribe. You'll get to see this, but also any exclusive YouTube content that I'm going to be uploading straight to YouTube. That's going to go up most of the time the day that I do it, because it's just stuff that I can just quick edit and get up. This stuff I'm going to listen to, go through, make sure everything flows well, and then put it on YouTube, but then also on the podcast. So if you are a podcast type of person like I am, I'm getting super into podcasts, and we'll get into that in a minute, but if you're into that, then you can listen as well. So, yeah, so to update you guys, I did finish Sunrise on the Reaping. Was that the week of Resurrection Sunday, I finished it, and man, what a compelling read. Suzanne Collins outdid herself. It's her best yet. It's her best work yet. And I get to go through the rest of the series now. That's how I did it. And that's how I think it should be done, because it brings the story together. I did Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes first, and then went into Sunrise on the Reaping. Now I'm in Hunger Games, and then I'm going to go in, obviously, Catching Fire, and then Mockingjay. Of course, why wouldn't I? I'm so excited. It's so good. I'm going to take you through that and also continue on our book journey. This is not a book podcast, but it is a like life kind of podcast. And one of the things in my life that for me is relaxing and something that I like to do is read. It's another way that for me, it's entertaining. It's exciting. You get to hear a story, and it's like you're telling it in your own mind. I don't know. It's just cool. I always think of that part in iCarly when Sam's like, dude, have you ever looked at one of these? It's like a movie in my head. And that's how it feels like for me anyway. That's always how it was for me. But yeah, totally love it. But I'm excited to keep reading the rest of the series and how it all comes together, and it already is like my mind is blown. So let me know, like, too, if there are any book series that you recommend. I know Divergent is great. I already read that. Does anybody else not like those movies as much as the books? Like, the movies were okay. I love Shailene Woodley. I think she's an amazing character actress. Like, she does all of her characters that I've seen her do are so well done. Love her. The way she articulates the characters is beautiful. She's really pretty too, and I think it's interesting because like she plays a lot of very plain characters, and she's a very like natural kind of girl, but she's naturally pretty, and that's something that I really like. But anyway, getting off the subject, but we will probably go through that series too. I mean, why not? I'm sure. But anyway, also have been keeping up with American Idol. I'm not liking how some of the votes have been going, but there's still some good contestants on there, and I am excited to see what happens next. But I'm gonna keep voting, and yeah. I switched up the way that I do this because I've noticed that my American Idol ones did not do as well, so I'll pack it in there in our pre-gab, but like I said before, it's just something that isn't as entertaining for other people, so it's something that I will kind of incorporate into what you guys have been more into, and that is talking about like the stuff that is on my heart. So I don't have anything like super heavy this time, which is kind of good because I think the last couple times I was a little heavy. So, but there is some stuff that I want to talk about that I have come across over the last couple weeks. Has anybody else like noticed this weird thing with the girl who played in like Hairspray, and she was in that one Lifetime movie about like EDs, and she like wanted to be the homecoming queen. Like her name is like Nikki Blonsky, and like she, I guess, like is now like the butt of everybody's joke, and I'm like, what did I miss? Like, did I miss something? But then like also I saw like her come into like this whole thing because like I actually got Hairspray on DVD for my 16th birthday and watched it and like was into it myself. And then I had somebody that I knew who was like, that was her life. Like she loved it so much, and she had like the same kind of like energy. And it was like, now looking back, I'm like, oh, that explains a lot. But I guess like this girl isn't acting anymore. So like I'm not, whatever. But I'm kind of like watching some of the stuff from like the press tour for Hairspray and like the stuff that she did after. I'm like, wait, what? Is that for real? Is that legit? I don't know, but I'm just like, I mean, I'm a bigger girl here, okay? I'm a bigger girl. But I don't feel like I ever acted like that. And here's my thing, okay? And like I said, I'm a bigger girl. You guys who have seen me, I do have interesting news. I have lost some weight and I feel amazing. If you guys want to know more about some of the stuff that I've been doing, I might do a podcast about it, but you gotta let me know. Gotta put it in here. Gotta put it in the comments if you want to know. Because I don't want to do a whole thing and then it not really make that much of a difference. So, but anyway, still, I'm a bigger girl. I am, just that's my nationality. It makes me a little bit stockier, and it's just unfortunately who I am. And it's not who I am, but you know what I mean. Like, that's just, my body type is not small. But I am losing, so I'm very happy about that. But, I'm saying that to say, went on that rabbit trail to say, like, I cannot fathom being like that and then like looking at a guy like Zac Efron and being like, oh yeah, he's totally gonna love me. No, no, no. And especially, I'm not a fan of hers, but if you look at Vanessa Hudgens, who he was with at the time, girl, you are Delulu. Like, do not sit there and tell me that you are going to at all stand a chance. Now, am I saying that, like, you're never gonna get, you know, but to quote my best friend's wedding, you're never gonna be Jello. Like, you're never gonna be this if you're this. It's just not gonna happen. So, with that being said, I think it would be better to just kind of let it go. But I don't think the internet is gonna let any of this go. Because so we literally, things live forever. So now there's always a fan account, there's always a Canon account, there's always a reel that somebody took, there's screen recording. You can't get away from it now. Everything that you do and say, if you post it, it's always gonna pop up somewhere. There's always gonna be some type of, something that pops up. But it kind of got me thinking, like, what do these people, first of all, okay, I'm going on both sides because Hollywood, in my layman's perspective, Hollywood can blacklist people for certain things that aren't true. Certain things that, like, if they disagree with something, that Hollywood is like, oh, yeah, we love this. And they're like, no. So I'm gonna give the benefit of the doubt there. But why would you give it to them? You know what I'm saying? It's my thing. For me, I kind of am now on the train of, it's giving stalker with every single thing. And when every single thing that you're doing is like money grabbing and stalking. So for me, I just think that, it's just proof that you have to have a filter. And, many of us have on our old MySpace and Facebook. If you're my age, you had a MySpace and you had a Facebook pretty early in your teens, and I can tell you that up until like even like last year, 2 years ago, it was cringy. Like, the cringiness came down as I got older, but the cringe was still there. Now I barely post anything. Like, you guys will see, I might post a story or a reel at the most. But it's very, 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 very few and far between things that I keep on my page. Everything else is just a reel, or not a reel, a story. The stories go away in 24 hours and you can reshare them if you like. But for the most part, that's not going to be available to the public unless they screen record it, and nobody is screen recording my crap. So I'm just saying, but like, in the situation of, somebody who does work on a feature film or a TV show, or even somebody who gets that status on YouTube, like, this is a really competitive area of the internet on YouTube and in podcasting. Maybe not so much in podcasting, but on YouTube, it's rough. Like, the dogging is rough. That's why I keep to my little corner, and I have decided not to venture out too much. There are a couple things that I would like to do, but I think I'm just going to keep to myself and just keep it chill, keep it small. If you guys want to subscribe and then I'm able to monetize, that would be great. Like, that's like the essential goal, but not like a goal that like I'm going, oh, I gotta get there. Because if I don't, I don't. Because I'd rather just share what's on my heart for this podcast and for YouTube. Share the products I like, share the things that I'm thinking, share the things that I like, that I'm, those things. I'd rather just do that. And I know I'm kind of rambling, but this is just like a thought process that I'm having because of I saw a couple of videos on YouTube about this situation, and hearing all the perspectives that are coming, it just got me thinking about, like, the way you carry yourself is really important, and the way that you filter yourself means more, because that shows that you are able to see so many sides of the coin, and it's not always something that you have to compromise on. I disagree that you do not have to compromise your beliefs. I'm 100% for that. In the midst of not compromising your beliefs, you can do it in a way that speaks volumes more than you ranting and raving, or you saying something, or you acting foolish. And, I will also give, in this situation, we have two young people. Young people don't always carry themselves that well. And when you're 16, 17, you don't think about that stuff. You don't think about what there's things that I said when I was 16 and 17 that I'm like, why did I say that? Like, that is not. And literally, I would say it, those things, like the things that I'm talking about, like, I was like, I just said it to say it. I didn't say it because I felt it. I didn't say it because I thought it. And when I got to like 18, 19, I started to be like, if I'm going to say something, I need to mean it, and I need to have it in my heart. And I have since then, through my 20s into my 30s, I have realized so much more that speaking your mind doesn't mean like being rude, but it means you think before you speak. And so a lot of the time when I'm going to say something, I try to like run it through my mind. And obviously praying about it is the most important, and having the leading of the Lord, the guidance that we have, that God sent his spirit to us to have, it makes it better too. But in saying all of that, it's like so important for us to remember, like I said, certain things don't go away. So it's just it's interesting, and it's a trend that's happening, I guess, where we are talking about Nikki Blonsky again. I don't know. Like I said, I got Hairspray on DVD when I was 16. It was my 16th birthday. I got lunch and a shopping spree for my Sweet 16, and it was fabulous. I had the best time. We went to Olive Garden and ate so much food, and then we went shopping, and I literally, like, I bought clothes. The clothes that I bought, I literally probably gave at least half, if not over half, to Goodwill. And that was during COVID. So, like, you can tell how long I kept that stuff. And the rest of it wore out. Like, I literally wore it until it wore out. Like, there were clothes that I was like, why is this in my closet? It's literally falling apart. But I was still trying to wear it. Like, girl, the trend is gone and come back like 3 times already, and it's dead. Just let it go. And, we talk about nostalgia, and it's another thing that's trending is nostalgia, especially for us in our 30s. Like, and I'm not talking about just turning 30. I'm not talking about, oh, I'm 31. No. If you are, like, 33 and up, that's what I'm talking about. I'm not talking to you who barely made it to the 90s. Like, I'm talking about those of us who remember the 90s and actually remember the 90s. Like, not those who are like, oh yeah, it was the 90s. And like, they're sharing stuff and like, that's from the 2000s, baby girl. I'm talking about, like, the reals, the real. We are definitely, and I mean, there is 2000s nostalgia, but the 2000s nostalgia now is been hitting me so much more because now that was my teenhood. So, like, I'm realizing how much I'm still the same. The music that I listened to back then, guys, I have a whole nostalgic Spotify playlist that has so much 2000s emo music that I'm like, I misjudged myself. And it's so funny. Yeah. So, trends are weird, guys. But, I think in all of it, what I'm realizing is, be careful what trends you follow and be careful what trends you lean into. There was the whole music I loved back when I looked like, and then like you would post a picture with a song from that era. I love that. And I actually did that. I participated and it was fun. But then you have like the AI things that I don't feel comfortable with. Like, it's cute that you're turning yourself into a plastic Barbie, but why are you turning yourself into a plastic Barbie? Or that thing where it's like a kit and it's like you and like whatever. I don't feel comfortable with that. It kind of freaks me out. But I don't know. That's the internet, guys. But I thought I would come on and I would give my whole thing on these trends, and I thought I would kind of put my 2 cents in, I guess. I don't know. And kind of takes me down memory lane too, because like I said, people I knew who were basically the same way. And me myself, I remember those times. But I'm glad to be past it in so many ways. But yeah, thanks for listening to me as I ramble. I thought this was fun, and I thought it would be something chill for you guys to tune into maybe while you're tidying up or while you're having your breakfast, while you're getting your makeup on. You got all week to listen to it. So anytime you have free time, if I'm with you in traffic, stay chill. We're going to get to where we're going. If you're doing your makeup, girl, you do you. You put on that makeup however you want. If you're doing your hair, don't burn it off. If you're cooking, double check that bread in the toaster. If you are just chilling, nice, you take that chill and you use it to feel better when you get going, feel refreshed. Remember, it is scientifically proven that we need 1 day to decompress. Do your housework if you want, whatever things you got going around the house. But you don't have to leave the house, okay? If it's your day off and you don't have to leave the house, don't feel guilty about it. Do what you need to do. And make sure you're tuning in every Sunday. For the foreseeable future, I should have something to upload for you guys. You guys already know. It's whatever's on my heart. And I hope you can connect with it. And I thank you guys for tuning in and hope that you will tune in again next time. Bye.